and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar resigns from the All Progressives Congress. Kaduna State Governor El Rufai criticizes Atiku's decision to quit the APC, describes him as a serial contestant. Political scientist Dr. Kayode Osuala examines Atiku's political odyssey. And suspected terrorists kill over 230 people in a gun and bomb attack on a mosque in Egypt's northern Sinai province.
On business news tonight, Congo authorities praise Dangote Cement $300 million investment aimed at providing 1,000 direct jobs in Brazzaville.
And on sports news tonight, Barcelona star Lionel Messi gets the 4th golden shoe for being the highest goal scorer in Europe.
From Abuja, Abuja High Court remands Miriam Sanda in prison over the alleged killing of her husband, Biliamin Bello, son of ex-PDP National Chairman Haliru Bello.
We begin tonight with politics, and it does appear that the political atmosphere has been turned up a few notches with the resignation of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar from the ruling All Progressives Congress. The announcement, which was the first made through tweets by one of the media aides of the former Vice President, was followed immediately with a statement from the former Vice President where he said he was unsatisfied with the leadership of the APC for allegedly sidelining him since taking over power from the PDP in 2015. Part of the statement reads, "After due consultation with my God, my family, my supporters and the Nigerian people whom I meet in all walks of life, I, Atiku Abubakar Waziri Adamawa, hereby tender my resignation from the All Progressives Congress while I take time to ponder my future." End of quote. Alhaji Abubakar also alleged that the ruling party was fast repeating some of the mistakes that cost the PDP the presidency in 2015. He said, quote, "Only last year, a governor produced by the party wrote a secret memorandum to the president, which ended up being leaked. In that memo, he admitted that the All Progressives Congress had not only failed to manage expectations of a populace that expected overnight change, but has failed to deliver on even mundane matters of governance." End of quote. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was elected vice president alongside President Olusegun Obasanjo in 1999 when the country returned to democracy. Now, hours after the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar announced his resignation as a member of the APC, he was received by his supporters in Adamawa, his home state. Some of those that received the former Vice President include the newly elected executives of the PDP and members of the Atiku support group.
You've seen how we mobilize our party, entire party members in the state. He has not yet answered us, but we are still pushing him to answer us so that he come, we register him, because he was one of the founding members of this great party, and they built this party with their sweat and money. That is why, as an international figure, the former vice president is a figure to be reckoned with. And as I'm talking to you now, you can see the entire party structure in the state went to the airport to welcome him.
And one of those the former Vice President mentioned in his resignation letter, Governor Nasir El Rufai of Kaduna State, has been reacting to the news of his departure from the APC. Governor El Rufai says Mr. Atiku Abubakar's announcement did not come as a surprise to leaders of the party who are familiar with the antecedents of the former Vice President. The governor took his position while answering questions from reporters at the presidential villa in Abuja.
I have heard about what the former Vice President said about leaving the APC. We knew he was going to leave in December. He has left in November, which is good. The earlier he leaves for where he belongs, the better. He has changed political parties a few times. There is nothing surprising. Before the 2019 elections, if situations change and he thinks he can get the ticket in APC, he will come back. That's what he has done a few times. So I have nothing to say other than what people say in Hausa, Allah rakataki gona. No one has driven him out of the party. The APC is an equal opportunity platform for everyone. And he has, in his statement on leaving the APC, he has made reference to the memo I wrote to Mr. President in September 2016, where I was calling on the President to reach out to party leaders that feel aggrieved. And I mentioned him, and Asiwaju, and many others. But all the others are still in the APC. Because they believe in the direction of the party. They believe that we have come to save the country from a very bad situation. But the former vice president is always looking for an opportunity to contest. He's a serious contestant, and we wish him luck.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress says it's yet to formally receive the resignation letter of the former vice president. APC's National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, who briefed journalists in Abuja, however, says the party wished the former vice president good luck in his future political endeavors. According to Mr. Abdullahi, politics is about interest. We've not seen any formal notification to that effect, but based on what we've seen on social media, we can say altogether it's surprising. But for us, politics is all about interest. So if the former vice president feels that his interest is better served elsewhere, we can always wish him good luck. On the several reasons listed by Atiku for resigning from the APC, Mr. Abdullahi said the party was still in the process of building itself, insisting that the task of building a political party is not a day's job. He was once Nigeria's #2 man, but many say he's always had his eye on the nation's top job. His movement in and out of the People's Democratic Party, which gave him the platform for the 8 years, has also happened many times. In this report, our political correspondent Seun Okimbaloye takes a look at the political journey of Atiku Abubakar in the last 2 years.
Side by side, he ran the race with former President Olusegun Obasanjo in 1999. 8 years he served as vice president. Mr. Atiku Abubakar forfeited a governorship seat for the #2 job of the nation. But the latter years of the duo's administration were filled with battles. It did not take long before the former vice president dumped the ruling PDP. He joined the Action Congress and he became the party's presidential candidate, but lost in the presidential election. Soon, the going got sour with the Action Congress, and Mr. Atiku Abubakar's relationship with the leader of the party, Bola Tinubu, was said to have gone frosty. Then, Atiku went back to his first love, the PDP.
Anybody who feels he has a freedom of association.
The #1 seat in the country has always been on his mind. He contested the ticket of the PDP, but lost to Goodluck Jonathan. The kitchen became hot for him in the PDP, so he decided to elope once again. First, Mr. Atiku and some leaders of the party walked out of the National Convention in Abuja.
I have said it before, and I will say it again. I will say it again. That we were going in the wrong direction.
In 2014, Atiku joined the APC, ran in the presidential primary, but lost to Muhammadu Buhari. After the primary, Mr. Atiku Abubakar told Channels Television that was going to be his final bus stop.
So this is your final bus stop?
Believe me, as far as I'm concerned as a Democrat, that is what I have been working all my political life.
So you have achieved your political dreams
as far as I'm
in the APC?
Yes.
Even not being a president?
Even, I mean, that is secondary.
But that is not dead, isn't it? You still have the opportunity of being a president. You still pursuing it?
It's just too early for us to talk about presidency.
It is less than 2 years before the 2019 crucial presidential election. The question is, where will Mr. Atiku head next? The PDP has beckoned on him, but will he yield to the call? And if he does, will he run for president in 2019? Many questions begging for answers, but I guess only time will be the judge. Seun Okimbaloye, Channels Television News.
We will look at that again, but let's switch gears now and take a look at the political journey of another politician. And Governor Willie Obiano may have won another 4-year term, but for now he says he's more concerned about fulfilling the campaign promises to the people. Governor Obiano was speaking to State House correspondents in Abuja, where he had gone to thank President Buhari for allowing a free and fair election in Anambra State.
I came to see the president to thank him for keeping his word that the election in Anambra will be free, fair, and that exactly was how it went, and I'm very happy to come to report to him personally on the success that we achieved. I thank God. It is the Lord's doing. To win 21/21 is not an easy task. You just showed the faith the people have in me. That's exactly why it happened, and it is the Lord's doing, like I said. I thank the Anambra for this confidence they reposed on me, and reassure them that this will encourage me to work harder. Well, we've extended the olive branch to my colleagues, my friends that contested with me, and as you can see, they've all congratulated me, and we will hold hands and march on. You see, our private ambitions can never be greater than the interest of Anambra State. So I believe we're working on well. The president was excited that the Anambra was happy that their votes counted. That's what he told me. He was very excited that Anambra people are happy that their votes counted, and that's a legacy he wants to leave behind, that he conducts very free and fair election without any interference from the federal.
Staying with politics, ahead of the local government elections scheduled for January the 6th in Delta State, political activities have taken off to woo the electorate in deciding who will see their affairs at the third tier of government. In view of this, the Delta State Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, has officially flagged off local government campaigns for the PDP in 3 different local government areas of the state, encouraging the people to come out and vote for the People's Democratic Party. Meanwhile, the opposition, that's the APC, has received about 5,000 decampees from the PDP in the Patani local government area of the state.
The local government election is around the corner in Delta State, and various political parties are already strategizing on how best to ensure that their candidates emerge victorious. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa is doing everything possible to ensure that his party, the People's Democratic Party, outshines other political parties. And one way he wants to achieve this is to lead the party's campaign train and introduce the party's candidates to the people.
As 10 years old, we don't say we win the election as we did. But we want to carry the campaign, go from wall to wall, from unit to unit. No matter where we go, then we go intimidate those people when they say another party they therefore run from us, not join us.
Other prominent politicians, particularly lawmakers representing the PDP at the state and federal levels, also attended the rallies as flags were presented to the chairmanship candidates. Meanwhile, at the headquarters in Patani local government area, supporters of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, numbering more than 5,000, ditched the party for the All Progressives Congress APC. Led by the immediate past chairman of the local government, Mr. Chris Akiyor, the decampees allege high-handedness in the party and imposition of candidates as the reason for leaving the PDP.
This time around, things must change. And that is the change that APC is bringing here. And we will assure you, let the governor be well warned ahead that he cannot afford to tamper with the results and the process of the election.
Receiving the decampees at the party secretariat, leaders of the APC commended them for their foresight and courage.
2019, APC is taking over this state. So don't be afraid.
Aside the local government elections, all eyes are fixed on the 2019 general elections as both the incumbent and the strongest opposition battle it out at the polls. For the local government elections, the stage is set and all the candidates are ready to slug it out.
In part 2, after the break, more on Atiku's defection from the APC, plus former President Olusegun Obasanjo leads awareness talk against diabetes in Abeokuta, Ogun State. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.